Hey everybody, at BV Matson here. Let's uncover the Super Hawk and reunite the motor with the frame. This is kind of a big day. Been waiting to do this for a long time. It's actually been quite a while since I uncovered that Super Hawk and kind of got re-inspired. I've been just staring at the motor forever. So let's roll this thing out. Skateboard comes in handy for rolling these motors around. Definitely saves on the old back. But here we go. Let's roll this thing out and get ready for an engine install. Bike's pretty light now. By the time we're done today, that bike is going to weigh just a little bit more, and we'll be well on our way to completing the 1965 CB77 Super Hawk. All right, just get all the good bits out of the way. We're going to need full access, so get the tank out of the way. Lay down a little mat just in case things get a little topsy-turvy, and also make sure you lock that front wheel. You don't want to be pushing that bike forward at all. Next thing, just start moving your wires. Clear the way for all those engine mounts all the way around, up and down. Just make sure you got nothing in the way. It's going to save you a ton of headaches as you're kind of juggling this heavy motor and trying to align it with the different motor mounts. Excuse the voice, guys. I am just getting over a bit of an illness here, but it's not stopping progress on the Super Hawk restoration. You don't need much to install these motors. I'll tell you, a rubber hammer and a punch will go a long way. Don't forget that blue Loctite, and also 17 millimeter and 14 millimeter wrenches and sockets. Of course, an extension is going to help too. You might have to grind down some paint for some grounding points, so a Dremel is going to be great. And don't forget a pair of gloves. Just remember to put them on. And then also all the different bolts that you're going to need. Remember earlier in the series, we bagged and tagged everything. I've went through and polished all of the bolts one at a time, so we're ready. We've got everything we need to install this motor. All right, couple things to pay attention to. Keep in mind your lower left mount for the engine is also going to go through your side stand. Don't forget that. I messed that up and had to go fix that. Also, don't forget the top grounding point for your battery on the left side. That is super important. It gets integrated into the left top mount on that motor. Again, that ground goes all the way to the engine. The other mounts on it, there's one big long front one right in the middle. That's a little shorty bolt there. Make sure you've got those ready, and then we're going to have the two lowers and the two tops on that. But don't forget that center stand. All right, I'll try to do a little play-by-play for you. You'll have to turn the wheel or turn the handlebars, as far to one direction as you can to slide the motor generally in place. It's not much of a lift, but if you can get one bolt lined up, you are in really good shape, okay? So have your bolts ready. You might have to run around and jostle around a little bit to get these things to line up, but they will get there. The one thing that really helped me do this, especially solo, this would be way easier if you had a friend to help hold things, was to grab a punch on the opposite side, slide the punch into the motor and the mount, slam that in there, and that's going to really help you align on the other side. So here you can see this is where that side stand is going to slide in. A side stand slides in, and then that motor mount's going to go there right on the left. So just grab your bolts, those lower bolts, lower left and right, and go ahead and plug those in. It's really that simple. I really found that punch to be helpful to be able to just get everything kind of lined up and go in there. You could also use it as a little bit of a leverage point as you move forward to get those bolts in. Once you've got those two lower bolts in, get something underneath that motor. You're going to need to get it up a little bit so that you can use a jack to lift that up. The wheel chock worked perfect for this. At the end of the day, you just got to muscle this thing up a little bit. There's a perfect little notch on the bottom of the front of the motor that a standard jack will slide right under. You can, of course, use a piece of wood or something like that to make sure you don't mar up or break the engine case. Just be super careful. But then once you get a jack underneath it, you can really just start lifting it in because you've got that nice pivot point, and it'll all just kind of slide together. Once you get it really close, straddle the bike, grab it from down low, and lift it up into position. It's really not that bad. Getting the jack underneath it, that was the hardest part. Now on this front long bolt on that engine, do not forget this grounding off of the coils. This is really important. You're going to be screwed. You're going to have to do it again if you forget it. So make sure you put that grounder in there, put the nut on there, and tighten it up. We'll do a whole torque through later on. Don't worry about that. For now, we're just trying to get the motor in place. Next up, go to that middle mount. So it's a little shorty little bolt. Go ahead, slide that in. Don't forget your thread locker on all of these bolts and get that going. That one's a piece of cake. Once you get that front one in, everything lines up really, really easily, honestly. It's just a millimeter or so of like jiggling that you got to do in order to get things to really fit. So yeah, just start working your way around. We've got just a couple more connections to make on this one. From there, we're going to head to our top, grab that punch, get everything aligned real loosely, and go ahead and might have to finesse it a little bit, but it should go in pretty easy. There you go. Give it a little aggression, and it'll go through. Just don't mess up the threads on any of that. On this top left one, again, do not forget to get that grounding cable in there. You don't want to have to go and pull those out and redo that. So make sure your grounding cable is on that top left, okay? Have I said that enough? Don't forget, ask me how I know. All right, one bolt away, hop over to the other side. It should slide right in because everything else is all in position. Go ahead, again, don't forget that thread locker, and go ahead and get that all tightened up and locked down. That's it. There's 6 connection points. That's it. 6 connection points on this motor, and it's a done deal. All right, so there you go. There we go. We got a motor in the 1965 CB77. When I initially did this the first time, I actually left the side stand off, so I had to go ahead and redo that. That was kind of a pain, but I figured it out and I learned a little bit of a lesson. This thing looks freaking sweet. I am getting excited. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have success with your projects. If you do enjoy the video, please be sure to subscribe. Also, go and check out the Facebook group, the Keep On Wrenching Community Group on Facebook. And if you'd like a free sticker, head on over to keeponwrenching.com. I get those out in the mail every few weeks or so. A batch is going out. The Super Hawk has turned a major corner. I can't leave you without mocking it up with the tank. Get excited, everybody. We will see you in the next video or live stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day.